by going to your system settings, and we're going to look for your scanner. And if you don't know where your scanner is, just go ahead and type in scan, and then that will pull up everything that's related to scan. And here is your printer and scanner. Now you're going to choose the printer that you have your template on, and mine is on the Epson ET2760. Now once you open that, you want to go to Open Scanner. And right now my scanner is waiting to scan the document. It's going to do an overview scan. Okay, that looks really good. So if you go to the right side of this here screen, and you're going to see the kind, you can choose black and white, or you can use color. It doesn't really matter. You can change your resolution. Just be mindful that if you go above 75, it'll be a larger file and it'll be moving slower. I'm going to use a custom size 8.5, and I'm going to tab over and do 11. Now my book is actually 8 by 10.5, but we're going to do this, and I'm going to show you why. Now we're going to go down, and I'm going to have it saved to my desktop. And this is a staple wide rule, and I'm going to say number 8 because I've did many of these templates. So I'm going to call this one number 8. And instead of format to JPEG, I'm going to format it to a PNG, and everything else stays the same. Now before I hit scan, I'm going to take this little bar and slide it all the way to the top, where I have some from the white on the top, the bottom, and the side. And I'll show you why. Now we can hit scan. Now once my document finished scanning, I'm going to look over to the right side of my screen and here, and I can see that it's scanned to my desktop. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this document and click done. We're finished with the printer and scanner, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out as well. Next, we're going to open up our Cricut Design Space. Right next to the home screen, I'm going to click these 3 lines, and then I'm going to go to Canvas. Now I'm ready to design my template. First, I must upload it. So I'm going to go to Upload and Upload as well. I have some already saved, but we're going to go with Upload. I'm going to show you how we do this. And now I'm going to browse for my template. And here's my template right here, which is Staples Wide Rule number 8. So I can just click on that and I can drag it in. I can open it up in the program. But instead, I'm going to minimize this size. Excuse me. And I'm going to show you how you can drag and drop. I'm going to find my template over here on the right side of my screen, and I'm just going to drag and drop it inside that little window. Let's go ahead and enlarge. I'm going to use this complex, and I'm going to hit continue. Before I do, you see the white that's going around. We're going to go ahead and remove that in the next step. Hit continue. Instead of saying remove the background, so I'm going to show you what happened when you ask to remove the background. Sometimes it takes more than you really want. You see, you don't want all this taken away. Although I did a good job of removing everything else. But you can revert it. You can click here and hit restore by, getting your brush and just go back and restore. You definitely can do that and restore all the green. But instead, let's go back and I'm going to manually select. Now this may be a little bit tedious, but it's okay. You want to be able to pick and choose what you want to have removed. Now you remember the white line that was going around my template, and I said don't worry about that because all I'm going to do is take my plus sign and click, and now did you see how it removed everything from the round the template? Next we're going to have to go in and remove all the white that's in the holes, and these are going to be our cut files. Now this could be a little tedious, but it will definitely help you to have a nice little um, image here, and I'm going to show you. So let's take some time. I'm going to enlarge this so I can see it better, and you're just going to take your time and go through and remove all these. Before hitting apply and continue, let's go to our preview at the top. It says preview cut image, and let's hit the preview. That looks good. All my circles, all my holes was taken out, so that looks really good. Go ahead and hit cut file. Select cut file. We gave it a name, staple wide ruled 8, and that's just so I'll know which notebook I purchased this from. And I'm gonna have this to be saved in notebook and notebooks. I don't know why I have two, but anyway. Now let's go ahead and upload. Now if I hover over here, you're going to see the name is the Staples Wide Rule 8. So I'm going to go ahead and choose what I just finished working with, and I'm going to add it to the canvas. Now once it's in the canvas, you could leave it like this, and it's going to cut the way you see it. But I like to have nice clean holes. Okay, now we have our design in our Cricut Design Space, and to shape up our letters we're going to pull some shape. Let's go to the left side of the screen and go to shapes, and let's pull the circle, hit shapes again, and we'll go with this long oval. And what I like to do is change the color on these because I want them to be like, okay, this color. So the next thing, let me go ahead. What I'm going to do is zoom in so I can see my board really well. And let's make it like a 3, okay, 2.9 looks good. So I'll bring it over, and that looks good. Let's make sure. Let's see. That it covers entirely. That looks pretty good, guys. So next I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this 4 more times. Let's see, over here to top right we're going to hit, I always do an extra one. So next what we're going to do is just kind of take our little circle, and we're going to just try to hover it over. There you go. And we want to get as close as possible. That looks pretty good. Now let me grab my last circle. And let's hover it over this bottom one. And so that they're even space, because I can see a little bit of a white, and that won't drive me too crazy. I'm just going to select all the circles. So it went a little bit off. Go to alignment, and let's choose align to left. Then go back to alignment, and let's distribute it horizontal. And so this should have the even amount of space on all of them. We're going to go up to the top and hit group. Go down to the bottom to combine. Let's select combine, and we're going to go to weld. So now we're going to select the 3 circles, also selecting the black square. our notebook. And we're going to go down to the bottom and hit slice. Okay, so now when we move our template out of the way, do you see how nice those circles are? So that looks good. So we can tidy that up. Go ahead and erase that out of the way. Let me go all the way to the top. Next, we're going to make each one of our circles or our ovals one side. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go to I think that looks good. Okay, so that looks actually good. So I'm going to slide it over. It's still a little bit big, so I'm going to select my circle. And I'm going to change this to a, let's see, 90. Tab over. And let's see. That is still a little bit bigger than I want. So let's change this to an 8. Okay, guys, I think that looks really good. What do you think? So let's see, I'm going to put this over. That looks really good, guys. So next, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make 11 copies. So select your oval. Go over to the top right. And let's hit duplicate 10 times. Okay. So that's 10 times plus the one we already had, make 11. So now we're just going to do our best to cover up each one, centering it as best you can. Okay, so now let me just kind of just slide that down. Now as you can see, my circles and everything is not quite lined up. So next, I'm going to go ahead and select all of the oval. And let's align them to the right. You see that? You see how nice and even they're now all to the right. I think that looks really good. So next, let's go back to all the ovals and select all the ovals. And now we're going to hit group. Duplicate that 3 more times. Okay. So next, we're going to select our shapes. And we're just going to hover over. And sometimes they're a little bit off. And if they are, we're going to ungroup and then we're going to resize them to make them fit better. Okay. So that looks really good. And just like we did the last one, we want them to be lined up perfect. So let's go ahead and line them to the right again. Okay, take that first section and I'm going to go ahead and weld them together. So once it's welded, I click on it again and I can go to contour and I can remove all of them except the last 2. And now you don't see them anymore. Now I'm going to go to my other groups and we're going to weld them as well. I should have grabbed that and that could have been all welded. So now that I have them all welded, they look really good. Now I'm going to select the purple holes and my template. And now I'm going to go to this bottom and hit slice. And once I slice, I move it over. Look at those perfect holes. Doesn't that look really good? And you can spend as much time as you want on this, but this here looks really good, and I'm actually very pleased. Now, another thing I'm going to do, because I see my square is not quite the way I want it, so we're going to go over here and change our width. Unlock first. You're going to unlock this box where it says size, and the notebook template is 8.0, and tab over to the next one, and it's going to be 10.5, and you're going to tab over to the next. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to shapes. We're going to get a nice pointy box here. Let's make this box a different color. Let's give it yellow. So now go up to the top of the size, and you want to unlock that box there. And next you're going to change that width to 8.0. Tab over to the next one, and it's going to be 10.5, and tab to the next. Now this is your perfect square. What I'm going to do here next is I'm going to duplicate this. I always duplicate just so I have a backup in case I mess up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line these two together. I am going to align them center on top of each other. Now I am going to go to my combine, and I am going to weld this perfect little square here. Now we have this nice perfect square box here. So next what I'm going to do, let's change this so we'll have a color different. Let's make you this soft powdered blue. And I'm going to make you to the front. Let's bring you to the front. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to line this up in the center. Line. And I'm going to center this. So the thing is, I just need the holes. I just need the holes. So now that I have this aligned perfectly in the center, and if you see, the black is what we want to keep, and the blue is what we don't want because it's a little off center. So I am going to select the blue. I'm going to go down to contour, and I'm going to remove this square. You see? Now we just have the blue on top of the black. We're going to select both, and we're going to go to the bottom and hit slice. And there you go. We can get rid of this. There's your perfect, nice square corners with your holes cut out. Perfect template. And that is it to make your template, guys. I really hope this helped. I hope I'm able to explain this to you. And the next tutorial, we're going to show you how I actually cut this out and put a design on it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.